Listen carefully to this. It's in Arabic.
نحن أولادك كما كل أبناء الشهداء نمضي معك حيث تمضي لن نترك المسيرة لن نترك الساح لن نترك السلاح لبيك يا رسول الله لبيك يا رسول الله لبيك يا رسول الله.
Don't even need to speak or understand Arabic to know something strange is going on, and it stopped.
That's the end.
That's the end. Okay, we're going to play that in a little bit. Tom Trento here on Chris Kyle Day. The state of Texas declared today, the 2nd of February, Monday, the 2nd of February, as Chris Kyle Day, because 2 years ago today, he was unfortunately and bizarrely shot and killed while trying to help a fellow soldier who was going through post-traumatic stress disorder at a firing range. When that happened 2 years ago, myself and some of the folks here contacted one of our SEAL friends who actually was a roommate with Chris Kyle. And if you don't know Chris Kyle, you have been sleeping for the past month as American Sniper, the biographical story about Navy SEAL sniper Chris Kyle, most lethal sniper in American history, 160 confirmed kills, way over 200 kills. But in order for them to be confirmed, they have to be verified by, I think it's 2 people. If you're not aware of American Sniper, an amazing movie. Whenever a movie drives Michael Moore and the left nuts, you know it's a great movie, so you got to go see it. You guys saw it, right?
Yes,
Mark, you saw it?
absolutely.
I haven't seen it yet.
You haven't seen it? You have to go see it.
You have to go see it.
Chris Kyle Day in Texas. He was born and raised in Texas. He went into the SEALs, into the Navy from Texas, got married and died in Texas. So today we are referencing that because we're looking at another component of this so-called global war on terror, or basically the global jihad movement, and how we in the West, and in particular the United States, ought to address it. It's very interesting that 2 years ago, ourselves here at the United West, my name is Tom Trento, by the way, at 9 minutes after the hour. If you're listening in the beautiful state of Washington, no, you're not out of your depression yet, are you?
No.
You folks in Seattle, what a mess. Worst football call play ever in the history of the world.
Ever.
That was frustrating.
Absolutely. I mean, you have to look at it. You have the #1 running back in all of the NFL, who, when he's tackled, drags 12 people across three yards each. And he has 1 yard to go, 1 yard to go on second down with a timeout, with less than a minute. And you can't you could have put all the Patriots on all the sidelines.
I could have run that. I'm past my glory days running. But I could have run that thing over.
You tell the linemen, hey, guys, knock those guys like they're up in the cheap seats. And you know what? Mr. Running Back, you just take the ball and just plow right through them.
That was a frustrating game. I'm a Denver Bronco fan, and I don't like the New England Patriots. Didn't want them to win. And really, they didn't win.
No, they lost.
They certainly didn't lose.
They were given the win. They get a W, and the world will forget about it.
It's the largest comeback in Super Bowl history. Second half comeback. Largest second half comeback in Super Bowl history.
They're an amazing team, and he's a phenomenal quarterback, Brady. But in any event, it's not Tom Brady Day here. It's Chris Kyle Day here.
That's right.
We're addressing a 2-part series. Name of the show is Enemies of the State. And here at the United West, we identify on particular enemies, expose them forensically, confrontationally, however we need to. What is that? That doesn't look good. Oh, no, it's something else. I thought it was the Israel alert, the bombing alert, but it wasn't. It was something else. Today we're going to look at Imad, not Imam, Imad Mughniyah. Imad Mughniyah, related to Imad al-Haydasalami, but Imam Mughniyah, he is a very serious dude, dead dude right now, notwithstanding the teachings of this book here, Reliance and the Quran. I seriously doubt if a killer of his magnitude, and he's there on our screen, a Hezbollah killer of his magnitude, killing Jews, killing Christians, killing everybody, hundreds of people, seriously doubt that God is honored and blessed by his killing of the innocents, and he spends eternity with virgins now because he bombed innocent people. And of course, unless you're a believing Muslim like him, you're not innocent. So from their point of view, no one's innocent, so it's justified. But we're going to look at his life, and we're going to take a kind of a slow, methodic approach at this particular Hezbollah operative who's dead. He got killed in 2008 by a combined Mossad CIA operation, just recently revealed. We're going to walk you through who Imad Mughniyeh is, his role at Hezbollah in Lebanon, and how he got whacked by the CIA and the Mossad back in 2008 I believe he was in Lebanon when he got hit, and explain how all of that worked, explain some of the trade.
He was in Syria. He was in Syria when he got whacked.
That's right. He was outside Damascus, yeah. Explain how the trade craft worked in that particular assassination. Now, why is this important? Because as we speak right now, 13 minutes after the hour, and the hour in South Florida is 4 o'clock, so 13 minutes after 4 o'clock on the 2nd of February, as we speak right now, 7,000 miles away on the northern border in Israel, that the nerves are frayed, the tension is extreme, and both sides are standing at the ready, waiting for one side, either side, to do anything out of the order, and there's going to be more firing cross-border, whether it's the Lebanese border, the Syrian border, or maybe the whack jobs down in Gaza will get a little agitated.
Don't forget the Sinai.
The Sinai is exploding. In fact, tomorrow on part 2 of our show, and our show is entitled Enemies of the State, Imad Mughniyeh, a profile. Part 2 tomorrow, we have Ari Agozi with us, and he is doing a little bit of research right now, in fact, on what's going on in Sinai. And it ain't good. It ain't good, but ironically, here's how bizarre this world is.
Right.
The jihadis that are killing, the Muslim Brotherhood jihadis, killing the Egyptians, are forcing General al-Sisi to work with these Jews, to work with the Jews, the Mossad and others, to fight a threat against Egypt. What a bizarre world we're living in, you know.
The filthy shits cause problem everywhere they go, Tom.
Everywhere. So a lot of stuff on order. And what we're going to do today, folks, and if you can zoom in a little bit, Mark, I want to show the folks something, the good viewers and listeners out there. Today on this show, I'm going to show you how this red boxing glove that looks orange on the screen, this red boxing glove, and this blue Superman hat, and this glass jar, and this container right here.
What is that?
These
container?
4 items
What's
I'm
in the
going
container?
to show you in a little bit. We're a little too tight, I think. These 4 items right here, I'm going to show you how they explain exactly what Iran wants to accomplish geopolitically, militarily, and nuclearly. People are correcting my nuclear and nuclear.
Nuclear?
Yeah, they're correcting all of that. I'm getting emails. Tom, it's not nuclear, 3 syllables. It's nuclear. Nuclear.
That's 3
No,
syllables.
it's not. It's nuclear.
Nuclear. Nuclear propulsion.
Look it
Nuclear
up, look it
technology.
up.
Nuclear?
I got a red blinking light. Is that supposed to be there?
Yeah.
I've never seen that before.
I know, but it's something
It's
new.
something new. Well, I'm going to show you how a glass jar, this thing, a boxing glove, and a Superman hat can explain what Iran is trying to do. So get ready for that. Okay. First up, this is sort of an ensemble show. And the folks out there, particularly the ladies, are very interested in you guys. Because you're unseen. That's why you're unseen. And
unseemly.
They tell me that those guys have sexy voices.
Yeah.
You know, those guys who are those guys? So how was
Are
your
you talking
weekend?
about me?
Yes, Imam Abdullah.
Oh, they're after Imam Abdullah.
For the Imam, of
And
course.
Are you talking about
It's
me?
Smucky, yeah, Smucky
no.
too.
All the ladies loved me.
You are a star among the women of Kings Point and other locations. Yes, you are. But Imam Abdullah, we have Muslim friends here, and some of the women say we cannot look at him and touch him, but he sounds so sexy.
Oh, like that Saba Ahmed, your moonbat.
Yes.
Yeah, your moon bat.
Saba is not a moon bat.
Speak for yourself.
Hey, Mom, she's one of yours.
Yeah. I thought wasn't her and Ahmed Badir an item at one time?
You know, you hear all kinds of things. I don't know. She's a very nice lady.
Well,
She's a very nice
I heard that her and Ahmed Badir, were very close at one time.
You know, we got people watching those guys. We have spies watching them. What do we know?
Our sources
Only
tell
a
us.
capital day.
Yeah, what do we know? But no, she's a very nice lady. We will have her back on the show.
Yeah.
And I know the Imam and Damon doesn't like that, both of them.
Yeah, I know.
But other people don't like it too, so that's why we do it.
I kind of like it,
She's a good girl.
She's a good girl.
Kuwait is an embarrassment.
We had a good lunch
How
with
was
her.
your weekend?
She does
Mark?
not give us full credit for 9/11. She does not give the Muslims credit
I
for
know.
9/11. She thinks it was an inside job. Do you know how much planning goes into something like this? And to not get credit is very upsetting.
I know. She's like diverting it to like the U.S. government or the Jews or all these other people caused 9/11. I mean, those people, it's really amazing.
That is amazing. It is very clear. It was a Sunni operation with the help from Iran.
And
the
with
filthy
the help from
Shia were
Iran,
kind
coming
enough
out
to
of
help
Saudi
with that.
Arabia, it was a perfect Sunni Shia operation for sure. All right, what we're doing, Mark, how was your weekend? Tell us about your weekend.
Well, good to the fourth quarter of the Super Bowl when I watched them, since I dislike the Patriots tremendously because I'm a Miami Dolphin fan, and watch that stupid call.
Yeah,
Anyway,
that was frustrating.
I actually thought they were going to win it. But
You know, what's good about hearing you say that is when we do this sort of work, you get consumed, and it's a calling. We've been talking to a lot of our friends lately about why we do this work, fighting the jihad.
Right.
It's a calling. You have to do it. You're called to do it. You got to do it. And sometimes it's very easy to get overly consumed in it where you don't have a life anymore. And we work very, very hard to make sure that we have a little bit of a life other than fighting this battle, whether it's relaxing with a good cigar or walking on the beach with bare feet on the beach in Tel Aviv or watching a football game. You gotta force yourself to have a little bit of fun in this world, particularly in this kind of work.
Hey, Tom, one
but-
of my friends wanted to send you a box of exploding cigars. Where can that be sent to?
You know, I gotta say one other thing about the Super Bowl. You know, a lot of people are watching it for the commercials and the halftime show and things like that. The commercials are starting to really suck again.
Oh, they were pretty bad.
I know. Come on, where are you guys spending all these millions of dollars to create these? I mean, that we see every day. They're going to start losing their.
Best one was that Fiat one with the
the pill, was it Viagra?
Viagra, the blue pill Viagra. Funny. That was. I saw it again this morning.
I didn't watch any commercials.
Oh, it was very good.
Well, you didn't miss much.
Very
that's for
quickly, old guy in Italy, right? In his 80s, I guess, early
Yeah.
80s, something like that, 79, 80.
sure. Has his lady on the bed.
Yeah, he goes and looks in his bedroom. It's his wife or whatever. And she's 80, but she's in a little 90. And he goes, whoa.
Right.
So he goes over to the medicine cabinet, gets out a container, and looks in it, and you see a blue pill.
Last
right?
one. Last one.
So he goes like this. It bounces out of his hand and then starts a journey bouncing all over some Italian village,
Right.
bouncing off, the gutter, falling on the ground. The cat hits it. It goes in the street. It rolls. It flips up, goes on the roof of a house, and you're following, ding, 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 and it cutting back to the guy. He's like, and then it falls off a roof and goes. The guy's gassing his Fiat up, and he pulls the gas lever out of the Fiat, and the blue Viagra pill goes in the gas tank. All of a sudden, the Fiat starts to enlarge and get bigger, right? And then it drives away, and all the women are going,
Oh, what a
look at
nice
the
car.
Fiat. Oh,
That is
wow.
so stupid.
It was a cool commercial. And then cut back to the bedroom scene with the old guy and the old lady, and the lady's there all frustrated, and the guy's sleeping on the bed. It was a pretty good commercial.
Wow.
Hey, T, everyone knows Italians don't need no blue pills to have a little fun. You know what I'm saying?
This guy
T?
was like 90 years old.
Hey, I don't care.
Yeah.
Hey, we got that Latin blood. We don't need those
Don't
freaking
need-
fake
don't need that
stimulants.
All right, so here's where we do need a little stimulating here on getting an overview of our subject, Imad Mughniyeh. Nobody knows about this guy, no average person. Everybody in the CT community knows about this Imad. And his son, whose first name is what?
Jihad!
Jihad. Now, why would you name your son Jihad? I mean, what is
Because
that?
he's-
all
Because
He
you
has-
have very high expectations
He
for
has a
him.
lot of inner struggle.
Yes. Well, Jihad on the 25th, I think.
And there's a
it
picture
was.
of his son right there.
There's a picture of his son.
Little Jihad.
And what we played early on, folks, at the outset, you can play a couple seconds of that, of this son
Okay.
doing his call to action. This is in 2008. The son, Jihad Mughniyeh, is at his father's funeral doing a eulogy for his dad, Imad Mughniyeh. This is 2008. Here's
Now you
the
need to
son.
play some of do the transcribing on this here.
You want to just play it as B-roll, or you
No,
want me
here
to
you go.
read it?
No, I want to hear the let him hear Jihad's voice, which no longer
gotta turn it on.
exists.
Oh, sure, we could do that. Let me start that over.
Listen to Jihad's voice, and Jihad doesn't exist anymore. And the reason why you need to be concerned is because all of this affects you living right here in the United States.
So did you want me to read this or not?
Yeah. No. Just I just
Okay.
want that hit where his voice, where he calls to action.
Oh, so you
The
want me
Jihad.
back at the end. Okay.
Yeah.
This one right here. Listen to this, folks. This is a 25-year-old kid. Actually, back then about 20.
حزب الله نحن معك نحن أولادك كما كل أبناء الشهداء
Your sons as all the water.
نمضي معك حيث تمضي لن نترك المسيرة لن نترك الساح لن نترك السلاح لبيك يا رسول الله لبيك يا رسول الله لبيك يا رسول الله
He's speaking to 10,000 people.
Oh, it's more than that.
What is it? How many people do you think that is?
20, 30,000 people.
He's speaking
probably.
to 20, 30,000 people at his dad's funeral in 2008. This is Jihad Mughniyeh. And you could hear the call to action as his cadence increased and culminated. And the father, yeah, you can put it off now. The father, Imad Mughniyeh, was a Hezbollah operative and responsible for a whole host of murders worldwide of Americans, of Jews, of other people. And over these 2 days, we're going to give you insight into the profile of an enemy of the state, Imad Mughniyeh. Now, why is this so important? Because on the border of Israel, the northern border right now, the IDF is in an offensive and defensive position, ready to strike, because a few days ago, supposedly the Israeli Air Force, through combat helicopters, wiped out a convoy that had the son, the 20-year-old
So
kid.
he's dead. This
Yeah.
guy is dead.
Jihad, the kid
Very
you just
dead.
heard and saw, is totally dead.
So he's with his father.
He's
Good.
with his father
In hell.
in hell, in Jihad land. And now that the Israelis wiped out the father and the son, Hezbollah and Iran, because an Iranian general was also killed in that same strike about, check the date, I think it's the 25th of January.
Not happening.
Maybe a little early. Oh, yes. Forgot about that. this is a perfect time to ask for funds. Our limited equipment has had a limited capability, and we're not able to do all that we're normally able to do. But with a very nice donation of about $25,000, we can get to the next level of our television production. So if God is speaking to you right now, oh, I could feel the spirit. I could feel those guys drive me crazy. I know somebody out there has $25,000 in their
good cause. For a good cause. Going down here, going to get him some money. Yes, we are. Give us.
You know how many letters I'm going to get now? Tom, you're a Christian. How can you do that? Those guys drive me crazy. But seriously, if you got 25 G's, we could use it.
You too will be saved.
Is that what you need for the? You're pretty good at that. Is that what you need for the next TriCaster? About 25.
Yes.
Call it 30.
That'll make a good start 30. On it. That'll put a good dent in it.
Come on, he keeps giving me new numbers.
Oh, we're going to sell the old one.
So. No, listen, I take $5 and make 50 out of it, Tom. So,
you do. No, we need about 25 grand to get to the next level of television production. We have the facility. We're moving in very, very soon. Everything's paid for there. We just need to now increase the equipment so that we can do more of the magic and have a larger impact.
And we need Comcast to actually
turn on your system.
Orders, to actually read the orders.
We have no internet today. They shut it down.
Because we moved to our new place, and they said, oh, we're just going to disconnect your old one, put your new one on. No, we told you not to do that.
Until the 12th. So
you knuckleheads.
They will pay for this. So
they're already paying for it, So.
All right, so we can't put fancy stuff up. But right now on the border, northern border, the troops are poised for potential conflict because of the attack by Israel that killed Jihad Mughniyeh, the son of Imad Mughniyeh. By the end of tomorrow, after we work through all this material in a very methodic, analytical, enemies of the state way, you're going to go, whoa, that was one bad dude. Good thing he doesn't exist on the earth anymore. Yeah, he's so bad that now there's retaliation by Hezbollah and Iran. Thus, these things right here, which I'll show you at some point. And he's going to save the world.
And he's right in the middle of all of it.
Oh, my God. For anyone who got to listen to his speech on his proposed budget today, this guy lives in such an alternate, upside-down universe. For this guy to talk about reducing the great job he's done reducing deficits over the years, as it has done nothing but blow up. The guy doesn't know the truth if it landed on his head.
He's living in an alternate universe.
He's talking to 42% of the low information, dumb voters, just people.
Just stupid. I mean,
stupid people.
Stupid.
Yeah.
I know.
I mean, sadly, just. Yeah, whatever he's saying, I want food stamps, I want this, I want that, whatever. And then that 5 or 8% of the intelligentsia on the left who have to buy into it because they believe, well, he's not our guy exactly, but he's pushing the agenda to the socialist view that we think is best, where money's redistributed. So they write all good stuff about him. That's all he's talking to. He's not talking to us.
Well, I tell you what, and also you look at his views, also it goes right back to what you're saying about how the Islamic State is not functioning as a state and is not Islamic. That is just patently crazy. Yeah. And it's also just fueling the fire for Iran and Hezbollah to be able to do what they're doing today, which comes back to your analogy that you have there on the table.
Yeah. Okay, he is financially responsible, and the Islamic State is not a state.
Right.
Yes.
That's which comes right back in. Yes.
All right, look here, and I'll describe it because this will be a good overview to our overview. This is a visual overview to our copy, our analysis overview of what Iran is trying to do. This is Iran right here.
What is it you're holding up?
Actually,
what is it that you're holding up?
I'm holding up a red boxing glove.
Okay.
And this represents Iran. The red represents Iran. The red is with a very serious weapon called a what?
Nuclear bomb.
A nuke bomb.
This is Iran with a nuke. And what we're going to lay out in the next couple of days is that the situation in Israel, thus here in the United States, is impacted by Iran's quest for nuclear weapons. And now what are they going to do if they get this weapon, which they are very, very close to getting?
Make energy.
Because,
and medicine.
Because this individual here, I'm holding the president.
Go back.
This individual here is negotiating with them. Who's going to win this negotiation right here?
My money's on the red boxing glove.
Who's going to win this? Wait, who's going to win this?
I'm thinking Iran.
Hi, Iran. I think we can be friends. Boom! I don't think so. We don't think. I need an Iranian voice. I think we can be friends, Mr. Iranian.
Boom! No friends for you.
No friends for you.
This is the mullahs.
Sounds like a Mexican cartel deal.
Well, that's probably true too.
This is Iran with a nuclear bomb, and this is the guy
President
standing
Obama
in the way of them securing a nuclear bomb. Now watch what happens with these nukes. Put him down here for a minute. If they get this, what they need to do is get to this stuff right here.
Which is, what are you holding up?
Oil.
Oil.
Watch this.
Putting oil into...
Black gold.
That's tricky because it's over my iPad.
Texas
tea.
Right?
Right.
That's what the whole fight is about.
The first thing you know, Ahmed's a millionaire.
Okay.
Well, now, also, they already control...
Hang on.
Okay, but they already right now control...
Hang on. This is the goal. This is what these guys want.
Oil.
But standing in the way
of
is...
the oil. Superman.
Representing the U Superman A, the U.S. of A.
Not as long as that first guy is the commander-in-chief, it's not.
And what Yoram Ettinger is going to say in his analysis, and what we heard last week at the Tiger Truth Squad on Iran, and what you're going to hear Matthew Kronig say on the end of this month when we interview him, is one of the concerns of Iran is the United States' capability to project its power into the region. One of the reasons why the Soviets aren't feared as much around the world is because they don't have the capability anymore to project themselves to every square inch of the globe in any comprehensive, dangerous sort of way.
Except for when they're flying nukes over the English Channel.
Over the English Channel.
Well, understanding that the U.S. military power is about 10 times of the nearest nation. 10 times. I mean,
phenomenal.
The amount of military we have power right now is actually the most the world has ever seen.
And the ability to project that, to move
aircraft carriers,
to move assets, to move lethal assets somewhere in some way very quickly, to have a geopolitical impact in that region is astronomical.
Unless it needs to be done in Benghazi.
And now, because Iran fears the United States projecting its military capabilities into the Middle East region, they got to get to that oil somehow. And right now, they can't do it. I mean, if they close the Straits of Hormuz, which we're going to talk about, some of our friends have said it's going to take all of about 3 hours to eradicate
and I think
the
that's
Iranian
long.
Navy.
And I think that's long. And
now,
I think about 3 minutes.
There will be residual effects of them mining the Straits. It'll take about a month. Oil prices will go nuts. We'll get into all of that. But somehow, Iran, well, let's represent them this way. Iran has to get through the United States to get control of the oil where? Where's this oil really located?
Well,
Saudi Arabia.
Well, actually, 1/3 of it, the last third, they don't control is in Saudi. Now,
Saudi Arabia.
Now, I understand they control 2/3 of the other.
So the
in the Black
Superman
Triangle.
is there. They control 2/3. Now, how do you get through Superman? This is the magic key. Having nukes changes the geopolitical situation, and not by blowing the United States up, by merely having a nuclear weapon, the United States is removed as a geopolitical factor in the Middle East for a lot of reasons, which we're gonna identify. Now, this gets Iran closer to not only controlling the oil, which gives them global impact, but they want to control the region too. They want to control Saudi Arabia, and they want to get to, not this is in Jerusalem, that's eventually. They want to get to Mecca. They want Shias to control Muhammad's cities, Mecca and Medina.
Never happen, you filthy Shia scum.
Now, if you want to get into Saudi Arabia, it'd be great to have sort of a southern flank so you can move north. But how are they going to do that?
Oh, you mean Yemen?
You mean Yemen?
Oh, Yemen that just fell to
That's
Iran?
That's all Hezbollah now?
Oh, so now all we need to do if we're Iran is say, sorry, guys, we got them. You can't blow us up now because you'll eradicate the whole world. We're hot. Our reactors are hot. That's what they're waiting for because they know we won't attack their hot reactors. And we have been neutralized geopolitically, and we go from prevention to what?
Containment.
Containment. And that's a lose-lose for everybody. These Persians are brilliant in their geopolitical chess game, outmaneuvering this clown.
Oh,
what? Are you think
clown.
that these guys are smarter than Obama?
Sorry, I do.
Yeah, me too.
I do. Well, this is a beautiful illustration of the muscle, Goliath being outplayed, not in this case by David. We wouldn't give them that credit, but by Muhammad. Goliath being outplayed by Muhammad.
Now, understanding that Iran has a pretty good war machine. I mean, nowhere near the United States, but they have enough high-tech, high-powered, supplied mainly by Russia to actually implement a lot of their geopolitical strategies because Saudi Arabia doesn't have weapons. Syria doesn't.
They have a pretty good air force.
But what I'm saying, they don't have the weapons like Iran does for ground forces. Conventional.
No, Iran beats Saudi Arabia every day. That's why we're there. We're there to protect Saudi Arabia.
We're there to protect Saudi Arabia. Now, there's part of their fleet that we're showing in the. They actually do have an Iranian navy. They do, and it's enough not against the United States, but it's enough to project power against the weaker neighbors that they have around them, and missiles and everything else like that.
And they launched, you said what, Damon? You said they launched a satellite today, Iran?
No, I wasn't going over that.
Oh, you didn't say that?
No.
But they did. They launched a satellite today. And there's a satellite in space now that Iran launched. And what does that mean? A satellite's nothing. We can knock it down if we want. But to be able to get into outer space with a ballistic missile shows increased capability with delivery systems because you're pointing it straight up.
EMP time.
All you got to do is point it that way and put a little more gas in it, and you got a weapons delivery system. Which
and it doesn't have to be accurate because an EMP blown up in the atmosphere, you would have out of the 330 plus million people that live here, if a nuclear EMP were to go off, you would probably be looking at 50 million deaths within 6 months because nothing's getting anywhere. No, the whole transportation industry and all the food delivery done.
Take 300 years, so 18, 19, 20. Is it 20? Yeah, take 300 years out. If it's 2015, it'd be 1715. What's life like in 1715? Well, there's horses instead of cars. So we got to go get a bunch of horses, like 200 million horses. Feed the horses, There's no food anymore.
We're complaining about our internet being down today.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah, imagine your internet is down for the next 2 years.
Yeah.
3 years.
No, yeah, it's...
And there's no clean water anymore. And there's no air conditioning in Florida. And.
Wait a second, Trento, you're starting to scare me. I'm no spring chicken. I don't know if I can even get on a horse.
Stop this damn glove.
They say the figures of something like that happen between 80 to 90% mortality rate. Let's say that is insanely high, okay? And let's just say, okay.
EMP, what is an EMP?
Electromagnetic pulse.
So here's the United States. A nuke blows up here, not on the ground.
Right. No injuries, no direct injuries.
But it blows up here. Nobody gets hurt per se, but a lot of electricity goes down.
It fries the entire electric grid.
It fries the entire electric grid. Now, understanding that our electric grid is at 98 to 99% capacity as we speak, and so when that grid goes down, that means nothing works. Nothing electronic works.
Our show is off the air?
Everything's off the air. I mean, we really go back. Now, people say, well, we've been through blackouts before. That's no big deal. Yeah, those are like 2 or 3 days. But when you have that type of EMP strike, and it actually could come from the sun. It doesn't just have to be nuclear.
Yeah.
And when that happens, we do not have the transformers or the capacity or the infrastructure to rebuild it in a week. The estimates are it would take anywhere from 18 months to 2 years to get the grid back just to workable conditions, living conditions.
It's catch-22. I mean, what do you need? You need to pump gas,
right,
to have a motor run, and the motors will get fried too if they have computers in them.
Right.
It's just a big mess.
No, the whole thing's a complete nightmare scenario. Now imagine
but
2
if you got
years.
a 55 Chevy, you're good to go,
yeah, you're
man,
good to go.
That ain't
gasoline.
That ain't getting affected by anything.
And so,
excuse me, I'm going to be leaving. I need to see a man about a horse.
yeah, horses will become very popular all of a sudden overnight because transportation is simply shut down.
I'm going to start importing camels.
And people start dying.
Now, this two-part series, profile on Imad Mughniyeh, is an overview and a pretty deep dive, actually, into the EMP we're talking about, because Imad Mughniyeh worked for Iran. He was an agent of Hezbollah stationed in Lebanon working for Iran, working under Hassan Nasrallah, the head of Hezbollah. That was his job. He was an Iranian agent, top agent, and what we're talking about now is Iran's march for nukes, and they're positioning themselves to fight on a conventional scale right now, Israel. Where's the United States in all of this? You know, where is President Obama in all of this? He has said, I will not let Iran get the bomb, but actions speak more loudly than words. His actions are actions of a containment policy, which means they're going to get it. Let's do like we do with Pakistan and the Russia and
North Korea,
China, North Korea. Let's contain them from doing crazy stuff as opposed to preventing them. And we need a prevention methodology, which means they have to be attacked. Iran has to be attacked. That's going to be our argument for the next 2 months until we hear whether or not the diplomatic negotiations have turned our way, where more facilities are shut down and more inspectors are let in, and the super juiced nuke material is removed in great quantities. Unless and until that happens, then the threat of military action needs to happen. But now let's work our way through it. A very sophisticated argument. Well, one thing, and then we'll move on.
Oh, I just noticed something. You know, call me crazy, but whenever I see an army goose stepping, I know that's not good news for us. I don't care if you're liberal, conservative, whatever. Whenever they start doing this little goose step thing, you're going, oh no, what's going on here? That's a bad sign. So
that is a bad sign. All right. Last week in Washington, D.C., and we're going to bring you an edited 1-hour special show. We're shooting for broadcasting it Wednesday of our adventure in Washington last week. One of the keynote speakers was Ambassador Yoram Ettinger.
Yes.
He also is going to be one of the speakers on our tour to Israel, which leaves March 21st, coming back on the 31st. Some folks are staying over till the 4th or 5th, going down to Eilat for a little R&R and over to Petra for a phenomenal archaeological extravaganza experience from 21 to 31 March, $2,995 plus your airfare. Come and hang with us. We've got a group of about 25 people going. I think this is the last week. You may be able to come with us after this week, but the chances are diminished. We're closing everything out this week. So, contact me, tom@theunitedwest.org, if you're seriously interested in coming. It's going to be phenomenal. What a better time to go. The whole place is just kind of exciting. We'll call it exciting. All right, Yoram Ettinger, former ambassador from Israel to the United States, and his area of ambassadorship was in representing Israel to the U.S. Congress, the House and the Senate, and representing Israel to the capitalistic business community. That's where he focused, developing relations between both. He will be with us in Israel. He lives in Israel and the U.S. And he wrote yesterday, excellent overview of nuclear Iran threatening vital U.S. interests. See, everybody thinks, well, Iran is fighting over there and Israel. No. Iran is targeting the United
Big
States.
Satan, little Satan.
And has already, we know, through Caracas and Tehran and all of this, through South America, Central America, the Hezbollah cells are here.
They have a day dedicated to burning American flags.
That is pretty wild. In fact, I'm going to read that right now. Here we go. I'm going to read through most of this. And for those of you privileged to watch our show on theunitedwest.org or teapartycommunity.com, you can see the B-roll, the amazing B-roll that we're putting out there on our limited capabilities. And if you only are allowing your ears to be treated by our show on WSBR Radio 740 AM, that's okay too.
You're a Meshuggah if that's all you do.
Irrespective of Israel's policies and existence, what an opening statement. Irrespective. In 6 words, Ettinger says, this ain't Israel's problem, folks. This is a United States problem. This is a global problem. Irrespective of Israel's policies, what they do, and the fact that they even exist. If Israel wasn't even here, Iran's pursuit of mega capability, nuclear, aims at removing the mega obstacle,
Superman,
the United States, which would enable the Ayatollahs,
these guys,
to attain their mega goal. What is their mega goal? The domination of the Persian Gulf as a prelude to the domination of the Muslim world and then the entire globe. That's what they're going for. And this black gold, actually this is green here, but black gold, because this is two-stroke motor oil. For the chainsaws that we have in our facility here, when the zombies come and we run out of ammo,
we are
well got stocked. Chainsaws, you know.
We're going to be in fuego. We are.
Actually, if you live in Florida, chainsaw is like having a bicycle pump. If you live in it really is. Oh, hurricane knocked down all the trees.
It's like having a snowplow up north.
Yeah, exactly. According to the Again, he's writing this in a very graphic way. According to the fact-driven, now watch the play on words here. According to the fact-driven, guilty until proven innocent school of thought, what's strange about that? Guilty until proven innocent school of thought.
Oh, that's just opposite of typical.
Right.
You know,
well, that's European law. Actually, it's French law.
According to the fact-driven, he's saying the fact-driven way we ought to approach this is these suckers are guilty, Iran, for wanting nukes until they prove themselves innocent. He says, but in contrast to the hope-driven, fact-dismissing, innocent until proven guilty school of thought, a nuclear Iran would compound the clear, present, and lethal threat posed by a conventional Iran to critical American and Western interests, to the survival of Israel, the survival of Saudi Arabia, the survival of other pro-Arab oil producers, and to global sanity. So Ettinger says right off the bat, he says the facts should tell us that these guys want nukes, they're going to screw up the world. But no, there's a school of thought out there that says they're really innocent until we have enough evidence to prove them guilty. Then he goes on to say, moreover, the Ayatollahs' track record, for example, this is an amazing fact. This is an amazing fact.
Do tell.
The Ayatollahs in the 1980 and 88 war, remember when they were fighting Iran?
Yeah. Yes.
And that was
more like a 10-year war. Iran-Iraq war.
It was a World War I trench warfare.
It really
disgusting.
was.
They had a front line in Iran, a front line in Iraq. They dug themselves in and they fired things back and forth.
Well, here to show you the insanity of that war, they would get 10 and 12 and 13, 14-year-old kids. They put little bandanas, yellow Hezbollah bandanas on their heads, get them all juiced up, get them all psyched up, run them out in front of the front troops to run through minefields to clear a path for troops. 13, 14, 15-year-old boys, they just run them out as fast as they can. All poor kids, mainly.
That sounds inconceivable.
Well, they were riding bicycles doing it also. They were actually sending out 10,000 kids at a time to set off the landmines to save the soldiers and the equipment.
Are you questioning that?
Listen to the next paragraph. Moreover, the Ayatollah's track record, for example, sacrificing 500,000 of its own youth on the altar of clearing minefields, the 1980 to 88 war against Iraq, suggests, so they sacrificed 500,000 kids in these martyrs' brigades, suggests that a nuclear apocalyptic Iran would not be contained, while tolerating Iran as a threshold nuclear power could indeed trigger a nuclear world war. They're willing to sacrifice 500,000 of their young children for the sake of their apocalyptic objectives. What do you think they're going to do when they get a nuke? What are they going to do?
How many people are
energy and medicine?
Tom, how many people are in the state of Florida? What's the population?
19 million.
How many people are in the state of New York?
About 19 million minus 1.
Yeah,
how about Texas?
35.
25 in Texas.
So 25 to 25, 20. We're about like 70. 70 million. 70 million.
85, 95,000. I mean, all 4 states together?
Million. Yeah.
95 million.
Okay, now throw in California.
35.
Okay, now throw in the whole United States. How many people are in the United States?
330 million.
330 million. Okay.
Is this a math exercise? Or
no,
is
what
there
I'm saying is,
it?
all these, they're willing to sacrifice 500,000 people.
Well, they got about 70 million people. So whatever the percentage of that is, it's ridiculous.
No, I'm just trying to give everybody the mindset of how many bodies this actually is. So,
but their worldview, these kids who were sacrificed, there's pictures of them in everyone's home and streets named after them and all of that nonsense. And but the point Ettinger's making. I mean, we could do 5 shows on the absurdity of sacrificing your children in ways like this. But the point he's making is, if these freaks would do that with conventional weapons, what do you think they're willing to sacrifice their own land to lose to destroy Israel or to get the United States out of the region?
Priceless.
Yeah, it's priceless. You lose half their country. Who the hell cares?
They'd lose 90% to take out the United States. They'd sign up for that.
Now, not just the United States, Israel. You think they're going to sacrifice their own kids and they're not going to go after their most hated arch enemy in the world with a nuclear bomb? Are you kidding me?
What we're doing, folks, at 53 minutes after the hour on Chris Kyle Day, actually the state of Texas, the governor there, Abbott, guy in a wheelchair, has declared today Chris Kyle Day, because 2 years ago today, Chris Kyle was unfortunately murdered by...
And Chris Kyle is the American sniper, right?
American sniper. He's the story. That's his biography, American sniper, Navy SEAL sniper. And on this day, we are laying out the threat of Iran and their quest for nukes and how geopolitically the world will change. We're going to do a 2-part series today and tomorrow. We're going through... We showed you the very graphically here how... Iran, represented by this glove, seeks nukes, represented by the red, wants to beat up Superman in the Middle East, which is the United States, get them out of the way, clears a path to oil. Once they control the oil, they control global issues. And once they get the oil in Saudi Arabia, they then control the 2 holy cities, Mecca and Medina. And now the Sunni world of 85% of the Muslims gets a paradigm shift like you can't believe, where the 12ers, the 15% of the world's Muslims, 1.3 billion, the 12ers now start to realize their apocalyptic, eschatological, end times vision, and they have gone so far as to say Mahmoud Ahmadinejad is a precursor to the 12th Imam, that these pieces can come into play and the great battle that will take place in end times will occur, and then Jesus will line up with Muhammad, and kill the Jews, kill the Christians, kill the infidels unless they convert, and then the world will be a better place. Sounds completely insane. It is insane, but enough people believe it to make your life a real mess on this clear and present day. Now, let me put a couple more paragraphs out. Then we'll have to wind it up here.
Just one quick question. Do you think there would have been a Chris Kyle day if Wendy Davis had been elected Texas governor?
Let me think.
No.
No.
Okay.
No. And some people want to put him in for a Medal of Honor. It could be interesting. But let's get back to Urim Ettinger. And he said that if you want to feel for Iran having nukes, look at the 500,000 children that they sacrificed to run across minefields, as Mark was explaining, to clear the mines so the Iranian soldiers can go kill the Iraqis. Shia killing Sunni. It's the same show today in Syria, just a different act. You know, it's Act 3 over here. Ettinger goes on to say, the track record of the Ayatollahs of a conventional Iran, and he makes this distinction in this wonderful analysis between Iran with nukes and a conventional Iran. November 4th, remember that day, 1979? That's when they took over the embassy in Tehran. Every November 4th in Iran is a national holiday, and this is crazy. It's called Death to America Day.
Takbir! Takbir!
Commemorating the 1979...
something like that.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's some crazy
They have
chant.
that chant, I know.
Yeah.
Commemorating the 1979 seizure of the U.S. Embassy. And they feature on that day burning the American flag.
Oh, good.
Now, this is a country that has a death to another country day. Imagine if America said, next Friday is Death to Liechtenstein Day, and we're going to burn the Liechtenstein flag. I mean, what has to go through your mind to think that, then make it become part of law, and then get it integrated into the culture? It's a national holiday, Death to America Day, where the whole country stops like we do on
Christmas.
On Christmas. It's the Iranian Christmas.
Christmas, there you go.
Unbelievable.
Right.
So Ettinger is saying, you want to give these people nuclear bombs? You'll have Death to America Day. What do you think they're doing?
You'll have a real Death to America Day.
Iran intensifies radical Shiite ideology, emphasizing the submission of humanity to the Prophet Muhammad, the submission of the infidel to the Sharia, the duty to conduct a holy war jihad on behalf of Islam, the divinely ordained Islamic title to land, the Waqf. We've talked a lot about that. If a Muslim put a foot there, they own it forever. The duty, and Iran intensifies the duty to expand Dar al-Islam. What's that?
The House of Islam, as opposed to the House of War.
That's the world peace. That's world peace. When everybody's under the House of Islam.
Expand Dar al-Islam into Dar al-Harb.
The House of War.
The House of War, the House of the Infidels. So Islam has to take over the infidels. And the art of doublespeak and deception-based arguments aimed at shielding the believers from the disbelievers, the taqiyya that's used in these diplomatic negotiations, to be abrogated. What does that mean?
The most recent will supersede things in the past.
They make it up and change it on the go as they want
on the fly, right?
Once the conditions for them getting a nuke is right, which means they'll tell you, we don't want.
It is for medicine and for
medicine.
Energy.
It's total medicine. Oh, we just tested a bomb. I thought it was for medicine. You know what?
Sorry.
Allah showed us we needed a bomb.
It slipped.
And that's the way we operate here. Ettinger is saying, we are affirming with 1 minute left in the show, Iran cannot get the nuclear weapon that they are so desperately looking for. The world will change. Your life will change dramatically. The world will get more destabilized, more dangerous. We're going to lay this out over the next couple of days. In fact, this whole month, we're making this argument. And we will be in Washington, D.C. on March 3rd. We want you to be there with us, welcoming Benjamin Netanyahu, who's going to speak before the United States Congress and tell them what?
Don't let Iran get the bomb.
Same thing we're saying here today.
Well,
and every freak in the world will be there protesting Netanyahu.
You know, Obama's trying to say this doesn't affect us, this doesn't affect us. And, you know, Netanyahu's going, this not only affects you directly, affects us massively. We're right here, but it really affects you guys in America. That's what he wants to tell them. And Obama doesn't want to hear it, doesn't want to listen, doesn't want to bring him in as a guest.
2 years ago, people thought we were crazy here at the United States. Because
United West.
We're in the United West and the United States, we're the same thing. In the United West, because we're harping on Sharia law and Islamic Jihad and all of that.
Muslim
and now
Brotherhood.
we've been vindicated.
Oh, you're a bunch of haters.
We've been vindicated. Well, in the same exact way, we're going to harp on this nuke issue with Iran. And a year from now, one way or the other, people are going to go, oh, you guys were so right. We should have listened. Well, now's the time to listen. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.